I'm Sabrina Nescu. I play basketball at the University of Oregon, and this is Courtney, our strength coach, and we're here to talk to you a little bit about the Whoop Band, which a few of us used this year, and she introduced to us. So I'm just going to ask her some questions about it so we can just get some more information. So what is the Whoop Band?
This little guy right here is a Whoop Band. Super small. It's really great that it's this little, like, watch size. Has a little sensor on the bottom side. It gets your body temp. It picks up little movements and heart rate. And we love it for athletes because it's small enough that it's not something big like a catapult unit that they're wearing or a heart rate monitor strap. Small. They wear it all the time. You never take it off. You can shower in it. There's a little battery pack that comes so you can charge it and never have to take it off. And yeah, they wear it all day.
So what are the three different kind of categories that we talked about?
So yeah, it picks up, it kind of breaks it down into your strain, so how hard you worked that day, really uses the heart rate from that. Your recovery, so when you wake up in the morning, how recovered are you today? And then your sleep. So the best thing I think about Whoop that kind of sets it apart from all the other tech is its sleep tracking. It really breaks down to like where in your sleep cycles you're getting deep sleep, where you're getting REM sleep, and it kind of helps so we can like implement some plans to help athletes get higher quality sleep. If we're still getting a low number, let's at least try to bump the quality of it.
So how does being able to see that data help you as a coach?
Huge. One, it helps me in the morning. I can go in on the backside on my coach's account, and I can look at when Sabrina wakes up, what is her recovery? So I don't even have to see her in person yet to say like, oh, okay, Sab is fully recovered, she's doing great today. I can look that up on my computer. I can make changes to the program that we have today in the weight room before she's even in here. I really use it to help with strain monitoring. So if I have an athlete, maybe I see them in practice, they're working their tail off in here, they have a really hard day, but then they're able to maybe take a nap that day, get some really good recovery in, they might be fine the next day compared to the athlete who works their tail off in here and then goes and they also have a dance class that they're in and they walk to the other side of campus 4 times that day and they barely got enough sleep last night. I might be seeing the same thing here in practice, but their day is way different. So that's stuff that I don't get to see, and Whoop really helps me be able to see that stuff and make adjustments on the fly for that athlete.
Yeah. So how important is sleep? I know you talked about it a little bit, but how important is being able to see how much sleep athletes are getting, and how kind of does that tie into injury prevention and how the more sleep someone gets, the less at risk they are for injury?
Totally. There's a lot of good research that says low-hanging fruit, sleep is, if you're doing everything right, you gotta have sleep right. Sleep is like that low-hanging fruit of, if I could get all athletes to sleep, just even if we could get 8 hours, that'd be great, phenomenal. Sleep is where all your recovery happens, especially in that slow wave sleep. That's really where we like to see athletes get at least a quarter of their sleep, 25% of it at least in slow wave sleep. That's really body repair, helping those muscles after a lift, helping those muscles recover. I really try to make sure that we check and look at what percentage of sleep those guys are getting. It's simple things like if I didn't know an athlete comes in and for a lift, I might not know to go up to them and say, how many hours of sleep did you get last night? It might be 3. And say we've got a max that we're back squatting and we're getting a 1 rep max today. That's probably not the best thing for that person to get a 1 rep max on a day that they've gotten 3 hours of sleep. So we'd make an adjustment, we'd make changes. Or someone might be consistently getting low sleep and they might not recognize it, like I'm 5-6 hours, but it's way off their norm. That can really start to put an athlete at risk. You'll start to see it in their recovery score actually. They'll show up in the yellow and then kind of in the red. That's a huge red flag for us because if you're spending more than 2 days in the red, then you're starting to get put at an injury risk. I use it on the recovery side too because it'll pick up when people get sick. So if I see like when flu season started coming around, you'll start seeing athletes before they even will recognize that they're sick. You'll start seeing them kind of go down into the yellow, into the red. We can do stuff on preventatively then on the front side of that and say, let's just crush vitamin C. Let's really make sure you're hydrated. Maybe we can back off a little bit in here so that you're that sickness won't hit you so hard, or encourage them to get more sleep that night, those sorts of things. So there's so many tools.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Courtney, for joining. This is obviously the first time that I've used something like this, and I think it's helped my game tremendously, just being aware of those things. And I know some of my teammates feel the same way. So here's to them. Hi, everyone. This is Jody Berry, our assistant coach, who was able to see some of the data from our Whoop Band. So, Jody, can you talk to us about how that helped you as a coach, being able to see if we were tired, if we were not?
Yes, through the Whoop Bands, we were able to adjust practice a little bit based on fatigue levels for our players, and just kind of help with the load management to make sure our players were at tip-top shape when the game starts, which is when you want them to be at their best.
Thank you very much, Jody Berry, reporting live now.
Let's go Ducks.
Hi, everyone. Here with Kelly Graves, the head coach of the University of Oregon basketball team. I'm just going to ask him, as a coach, how was being able to see the data from the Whoop Bands help you with practice and games and load management?
Well, I think it's really important because, I mean, we're trying to get next level here, and that's one of those things where we can kind of analyze, our student athletes' weaknesses and strengths off the court. I think it's important that we're eating right and sleeping right and getting the required rest that's necessary to be elite athletes. And so I think any of that kind of information helps. I'm not the brightest in the world, so I don't know how to totally analyze it, but I have people that can help me with that, including you.
Thank you. This is Kim, our athletic trainer. So talking to Kim, can you please talk to us about the Whoop Band and how, as an athletic trainer, that helped you gauge how people were feeling and how that helped you with treatment and on the court basketball stuff?
My experience with the Whoop was that it was a super valuable tool for athlete education and to have really good conversations around what a sleep hygiene program looks like and how they might make adjustments in their own habits to be more effective at sleeping. It was a great way to have conversations. I'm not sure that I think the data is more for the athlete, for them to evaluate their own sleep. I did use one, and it did make me really more aware of some issues with my sleep patterns that I didn't know I had.
Thank you very much, Kim.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, here with Mignon Moore, part of the Oregon women's basketball team, and my teammate. Mignon, how do you think, as a student athlete, the Whoop Band could help you better perform?
I actually used it a couple months ago, and it just really helped me track my performance and also just stay on top of like what my body's telling me, make sure I'm getting like good sleep at night. Also looking at like my blood pressure and stuff like that. So it just was an ability to be able to see things that usually athletes don't see.
So you think by using the Whoop Band, it's helped your performance, like just being aware of your body, and also like when you're feeling tired, to know that you might need more sleep the next day and whatnot?
Yes. Yeah, very much so. Just because I feel like when your body's rested and you know like the signs and what your body's going through, whether you need more sleep or, less stress, it will maximize your performance. So it's really helped me, I feel like, and I feel like I'll invest and get it after college. So just tracking what I'm doing and making sure, getting everything out of it.
Thank you, Mignon. So with the conclusion of this project, I was really inclined to do it because before coming in contact with the Whoop Band, I wasn't very in tune with my mind and my body in ways that I could take care of it. And now that I've learned different ways to sleep and strain, it's really helped me on the court. And so just being able to understand that if you go out the night before, if you work out too much, it could definitely affect your overall performance. And so just being able to have all the modes on the Whoop Band app, and you want peak performance at this specific day, and then it helps you guide throughout the week how much work you should be doing in the weight room, on the court, how much sleep you should be getting. So that's definitely impacted me as a player, and just being mindful of all the little things that can affect your performance. And obviously I'm wanting to be the best that I can in my sport, and so this has definitely helped me. And during this project, I wanted to do it as a video because usually I'm not the one taking videos and asking questions to other people. It's usually the other way around. So I kind of wanted to step outside of my comfort zone and see what it's like to ask people questions and kind of be behind the camera. And so definitely learned a lot about myself and about this project. So thank you for an amazing class.